Everyone know what time it is? Yeah! That's right. It's time for a...
Back to another week of Dallas Beer Talk. I'm your host, Victor Santana. To the right of me, I have the beer guru, Drew.
And to the right of me, we have an empty seat where Kirsty should be.
Or between us, she's not here. She had business to handle, beating people on PC.
Yep.
Online gaming. And then the man behind the veil, we got Ziggy.
Hey guys.
I was waiting for an accent.
Yeah.
Kind of threw me off.
Hello, everybody.
Maybe don't give me free range to do whatever accent I want. That's not a good
You have
idea.
free range to do what you want, young man.
No, it don't. That's not funny. It's not a good bit.
So it's been a good week. We had 4th of July just passed.
That's right.
How was your 4th?
That was pretty good. A little bit of fireworks, of course. Got a little bit of some swimming in, hanging out with family, some good food. So,
good.
How about
times. You? It was chill. I did some drinking Monday night, did some drinking at the pool Tuesday, and put myself in a weird situation, then went home.
Oh, did you care to...
Not really. I'm still assessing the situation.
No, I mean, did you care to share what kind of drinks you were drinking?
A lot of whiskey, a lot of vodka, a lot of...
one bourbon, one scotch, one beer. Is that right?
The power hour. A little bit of
the power hour. Pretty much. Put that all in a Gatorade bottle, mix it all together.
That's right.
You know, become Superman.
Well, today actually is a very important day. I want to give a shout out to my wife. It is her birthday.
Oh, okay. Hold up. Wait, Zeke, we got some birthday applause or something going on?
Yeah.
Give me a minute, guys.
We should have set this up before
See,
we
you should have
started.
that right on the
Mind you guys, we got here 30 minutes before we always come on air, and we could have set that up a little better.
Yeah, we're just here chilling.
I was distracted by UFC fights.
So, but anyways.
Lead time, gentlemen. Lead time.
Well, shout out to Amy. Happy birthday, Amy. It says today is our actual birthday. So
It is.
wish her the best. Well, she's turning 35. No.
Right. I told her that last night. Like, you turning 29? She's like, I'm turning 26. So, 26.
Congratulations.
Your wife is 69?
Yep. It's a beautiful number. Beautiful number. Never changes.
Takes her teeth out and everything. It's magnificent.
Reminds me of Yes Man.
That's where I got it from.
You're like, boom.
What's up?
Get some good soundboards for us. This is for you, Amy.
It's for happy birthday, Amy.
There we go. Don't get drunk, slow clap. Oh. There we go.
This is Manny Pacquiao singing happy birthday to his boxing coach.
He has a great musical voice.
See, this is what he should have been. He should have been training to sing happy birthday. That's why he got beat up.
He did not get beat up.
Did you guys see that fight?
Highway robbery.
Happy birthday, Amy. I will say my wife is prettier than Freddie Roach.
I
Pretty close, pretty close.
You know, it's interchangeable. You know,
Beautiful people all around.
exactly. Beauty's only skin deep.
That's right. So it is hot outside in Texas weather.
Yeah, man, it's getting a little chilly. Chilly. What the fuck's wrong with me? What the fuck was that?
Opposite day. It's opposite day.
Did you not eat lunch? Is that what happened?
No, I ate lunch. I'm just exhausted. For some reason, I cannot wake up today. I'm just feeling exhausted.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
I mean, I've been doing an intermittent fasting, so like now I'm not eating for the rest of the day, so I'm just like tired all the time.
When did you start that?
Like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Like I try not to eat after 3.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm really, really hungry, I get like a grilled chicken or like just meat.
How does it go when you drink? Is that kind of...
Well, the weekends really definitely ruins it when I drink.
No, I mean, like, does the alcohol get to you, like, quicker?
I don't know. Maybe.
Like
But the food doesn't stop you from getting drunk.
Yeah.
Let's get this. So we are a beer show, and we do drink a lot of alcohol, especially myself on this show. let's get some drinking myths out the way. Coffee doesn't help you. Actually gets you drunk faster.
Yeah, it dehydrates you more.
Well, also caffeine.
Mm-hmm.
Open up your pore, your
Bloodstream.
arteries and
Yeah.
your vascular system opens up, so it processes the alcohol and you get drunk faster. Food does not stop you from getting drunk whatsoever. I don't care what anybody tells you.
Mm-hmm.
What it does do, it delays the effects of alcohol. So if you eat a bunch of bread before a course, you have that in the way as that liquor is soaking in your system,
Mm-hmm.
and then it hits you a lot harder later.
So you're making like little internal liquor sponges.
If you eat before, most people like how I was raised is, we're gonna eat before we go drinking because I don't want to get super drunk.
Yeah.
Well, what ends up happening, you delay that. You're full, and then you kind of delay the reaction of it processing.
Interesting.
If you eat afterwards, just do absolutely nothing because if your body's gonna process the alcohol first.
I beg to differ because after you're drunk and you eat, the food tastes way better.
Is it because the time you spent waiting for your food, or actually eating stops you from feeling drunk? I think it's a combination of time being passed. You're no longer drinking.
Mm-hmm. I think
And
you're
the
hungry as
sugar.
fuck by that point.
No, your judgment is terrible. You're like, man, this food sucks, but I lack the ability to discern what is good and what is bad right now.
You know, that's kind of true because you think about it, going to like, people always say, I never really eat at this place, like Jack in the Box, but oh man, Jack in the Box, that's my drunk spot. That's where I go hit up whenever I get out from the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know why people are going to Jack in the Box now, right?
They got that
munchie meal.
That munchie meal, yeah. They've been
Another thing that doesn't stop you from getting drunk is exercise. People think if I go work out real quick or run.
no, that would make you more drunk because you're opening up bloodstream
Doesn't make
too.
you more drunk. Doesn't make you less drunk. Doesn't
Or
stop.
quicker, I'm
doesn't-
saying.
No, it actually doesn't do either. What you doing is expending energy.
It exercising does not change the rate at which your liver can metabolize alcohol in your body. They're two separate processes.
Yeah.
A couple of bicep curls and I'm not gonna feel it
I'm
no
no
more.
longer drunk, guys. Let's go.
Ready to drive.
There's a bunch of other myths I want to talk. I tell people all the time it's full of shit, but now I can't think of them being called on the spot. I'm gonna actually Google this like drunk myths, and we're gonna make this a recurring segment. Oh, we could look at it right now. I forget we got Ziggy.
Yep. He's got fingers and a keyboard.
Whoa, whoa.
What? He can type with those. So in the meantime, it being so hot here in Texas, I went to the Rangers game last
chilly.
night. Chilly, if you're Victor. He's very anemic. If y'all didn't know that about him.
It's because I'm drinking.
Yeah. I was at the Rangers game last night, and it was like, it started raining.
How was the game though?
It was good. We won 8-2.
You took your son.
We did, yep. Went and got the Game of Thrones bobblehead. So Jeff Bannister had a little Game of Thrones bobblehead. It's pretty
Very
cool.
Nice.
And we got to sit on the Iron Throne. So it was pretty cool. But it
Post any
was...
pictures on the beer site.
I didn't, to be honest.
You can.
I can. I have the pictures. I have the power. But it was... okay,
That's the power of love.
Fucking Ziggy.
power of love. So here's the thing. It was... Okay, it was really hot when we
For
first
people
got
who
there.
can't tell, me and Andrew are bigger guys, bigger gentlemen.
We got a little bit of extra...
A little weight on us.
Yeah, and so we heat up easier and faster. So, but the thing is, it was pretty hot originally when we first got there to the ballpark. Started getting cloudy. We walked in. The rain clouds started come over, and we got there pretty early for the bobbleheads. But they said over the announcement, the rain delays coming up. Da da da. So it rains. In my head, I'm like, hell yeah, it's gonna cool off. It's gonna be perfect. We were up in the nosebleed section, and we were like expecting the wind to come. It was like dead still, but the rain, humidity was still there. So I'm sitting there just like dying, like sweating. It was horrible.
Do you bring a towel with you when you go out?
No.
Because I'm starting to think about that. Because now I sweat more than I ever have in my life. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, should I have a towel with me? Were you one of those guys with a towel?
The towel. I feel like it's like a hype man or something with a towel on the side.
What
Like,
you should do is you should just do what all the gentlemen that I see walking on the side of the highway do, and you should just forego a shirt and then take a towel and tuck part of it under your ball cap and then just let the rest of it drape down your back majestically like some white trash cape.
I like it.
White
You
trash
had me at cake.
You had me at white trash.
I had you at the end of my spiel. That's exactly where I wanted to get you.
And nothing else in that statement really intrigued me.
Definitely a viable option right there. So we're sitting there, and I have a friend that lives in Seattle, and I looked at just checking the temperature because seeing how like the rain was going to go in the Weather Channel app, and look at Seattle because I was scrolling through. Seattle was like 79 and sunny. I was like, man, I would kill for some freaking 79-degree weather right now in Texas.
Well, you live in Texas. First of all, the best weather I've ever experienced in my life is number one, San Diego. That area.
Yeah, it's Cali. It's
No, not Cali, please. It's Southern California.
It depends. Yeah, we're in California.
By the coast is probably the best weather I've ever experienced in my life. Now, Northern California, San Jose, equally as beautiful. The only difference is it gets cold in the winter.
Like San Fran gets a little bit colder.
It gets a little colder in the winter. But now when I mean by cold, it drops down to maybe 45.
It's cold. It's cold.
But what's going on with our beer fact, Zig?
Here's one. Beer before liquor, never been sicker. Liquor before beer, you're in the clear. I think we've all heard that phrase.
Yeah, that's not true.
But the fact of the matter is, the amount you drink matters more than the type of drinks you consume or how you mix them.
Exactly. I hate when people say, "Oh, I mix drinks too much. That's why I got sick." No, you probably drank a lot of liquor first, and then you try to slow down with some beer, or you're drinking beer in between taking shots.
Yeah.
You know, I hate when people say that.
Here's the thing with like beer. So I'm more of a beer person, but I'm down with some shots, right? So we go out and I'm down with some shots. Thing is, for like beer, I can kind of gauge it myself. So I'm like, okay, I've had this many beers. I'm starting to feel it. I know if I have another one, I'll be good. If I have, this many more, I'm gonna be over the hill a little bit, right? With shots, it's like, okay, here's a shot. Oh, I'm good. Let's have another one. I'm good. More shots? All right, let's have a couple more. And that like last shot like puts me over. And
Well, the gauge is still the same.
It's
Your body still processes the same.
Jumps so far ahead. I'm
Because
just like,
people get hooked on like, oh, this is a sweet shot, or like my favorite go-to shot is a Royal Fuck. Which is it's all liquor basically.
I thought you were a Rumple Minze guy.
Fuck no, get the fuck out of here with that. But it's all sweet. It's all liquor and it's a sweet taste to it.
Yeah.
So when you drink it, you're like, oh, it's not that bad.
It's drinkable.
I could drink 5 more of these and not even think about it. Well, your body still can't process this. Process that alcohol as fast. So you're going to get fucked up. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
What's another myth, Zig?
Here's one that fits the show. The myth, dark beer is higher in alcohol than light beer.
Definitely not true.
I got that destroyed the first episode of the show. Unfortunately.
There's one. So that one time I was in Seattle, you guys had the show. You guys had on the Santo from St. Arnold, and that's the style's Kolsch.
Yeah.
And it's a dark beer, right?
Yeah.
It's a good beer, very tasty beer. But that one is like
Very
like
4%.
4%.
It's
Somewhere
4%.
it's in that ballpark. So it's one of those ones. It's like you think darker beer more powerful, what have you. But yeah, not true.
Not true. But I like this. We could bring this up again next week.
I do. And so let's move over to the beer / cider of the week.
13 minutes in.
So this is the Austin East Cider's Blood Orange Cider.
Oh, they got nutritional value on the side of this. This is the first time I've seen one.
Mm-hmm.
13. They got 13 grams of sugar.
It's a lot of sugar, so you know it's gonna be sweet.
Fuck.
I'll pour this out, see what it tastes like. So
I fucked up already. Shut up.
we had originally I had bought this the day we were gonna mix it with all that crazy drinking marathon we had going on.
Yeah, never again.
Yeah, too many. So
Unless we have a guest.
that's right.
Oh shit.
And you guys didn't have to be funny later.
That's actually, did y'all try it? It's not as sweet as I thought it was gonna be. It's got a little bit of a sourness to it.
Makes me wonder what the other sweet ones we have. How much grams of sugar is in it?
It does. I really like that. It's got a tartness.
Yeah.
Like you're like almost like just short of a grape fruitiness to
It's
it.
a hint of an orange flavor because that's what it is.
It reminds me kind of a mimosa Sort of like that champagne kind of like
Yeah, close
citrus.
To it. It's
Yeah.
pretty close to it. Pretty close to it. I like it. It's
So this is-
it actually has 5% alcohol in it, so.
More than the St. Arnold Kolsch, the Santo.
So hard apple cider. That's that weird taste you have. Blood orange concentrate. I don't know what that is. Sugar cane, brown sugar.
Pretty tasty though.
I like it. Just put it this way. So my since it's summertime right now, the way I gauge what beers I like, can I sit by the pool and comfortably drink this by the pool, right, or in the lake, or wherever you guys want to be by. I think everything by water by summertime.
Yeah.
Right. So again, for me, this is something I can see me get a cooler full of this. I'm gonna drink it. If I even have liquor to mix with it, even better. Like I can mix some liquor with this, make it a little stronger. You know,
Yeah.
have a nice little mixed drink.
I think this would go well to like a hybrid tequila sunrise sort of thing.
Ooh, I like that
That'd be
idea.
really good. Yeah.
Where's my Casadores at? You could mix that
Mix
up.
that in there. No, this is really good. It's smooth. Like it's not sweet like the other ciders we had.
Mm-hmm.
It's tart, like a nice bit of tart, not too tart. Like the True Love is super.
Yeah, very like
Super
makes
tart.
like pucker kind of sour.
Yeah. So people who haven't had True Love, it's a Martin House beer, which is a sour, one of their sour beers, which is really
It's
really
got
good
raspberry sour, I
too.
think.
Yeah, I think it's raspberry sour. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
Without looking it up.
We'll have them on the show. They can explain it to us.
Yeah, next week. Next week, no,
We'll get in touch with them.
one day.
Yeah.
I think. I don't think he likes me shit talking his brewery.
He's like, you're the guy? You want me to come on the show? I've seen your videos.
Fuck you, bro.
It's like Martin House. Don't like him. Don't like him. But would you like to come on the show?
What's up, Zig?
Have you guys ever tried to make your own sour, like just the base for cocktails or margaritas?
No,
and
I haven't.
Stuff? It's
Bunch of warheads. And
it's
some-
kind of hard, actually. It's a little more labor intensive than you think it would be because or the recipe that I used. It's actually based on an egg white that you use as the base. So you have to separate out the whites from the yolks, and then you add sugars and then the juices that you need. I think it's a little bit of hint of lime in it, but you make that sour as your base, and then you can use that in cocktails or. You can use that as a base for a margarita mix, which is usually what I use it for. And
Interesting.
the
Egg
worst
white,
part
though.
about it is because it's an egg white base, it only refrigerates and keeps for about a day and a half to 2 days. So
More incentive to drink.
really, you just make a lot of it for a party. That's really what you want to do with it.
There has to be another way to make it. Like,
Well, I'm sure that
mainstream.
you can buy pre-made that has preservatives and stuff, but like in the homemade scratch recipe, that's kind of what you're expecting.
Is there a big difference in taste?
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, my really the reason that I learned it is I learned how to make sours at 16 so that I could make my mom margaritas because that is her favorite drink, and I wanted to do that for her for Mother's Day, and she does not let me buy store-bought margarita mix anymore,
Oh,
which is
damn.
the son of a bitch.
Oh, you did it to yourself, young man.
I did,
You have to
trying
come
to be
in.
nice.
Being too good for your own
Too
good.
good for you, mom. Shout out to all the moms out there. We don't
Shout out
need
to
Mother's Day.
Shout out to Mother's Day for all the Mother's Day. We won't get into that.
Yeah, that's a long story.
So-
So big up to this cider company. Listen, I like it a lot.
Austin East Siders. Beautiful.
Definitely something if I will buy and drink again. But I you know what makes me start thinking now? How will I gauge it for wintertime? Because I have a different flavor for winter.
Yeah, I think that's when
Yeah.
you kind of start more gravitating towards the stouts.
Yeah, darker beer, like
porters.
staying at home, drinking,
Mm-hmm.
being warm, watching
Yeah.
a movie.
Rumple Minze to really get the Christmas vibe.
Do you like Rumple Minze?
I'm not opposed to it.
Listen, man, I've had many fucked up nights because of Rumple Minze. All right,
I have too, but it's not because of the Rumple Minze.
it is because of Rumple Minze. Listen. People who haven't tried Rumple Minze, for like my family out on the East Coast, they don't drink a lot of liquor like that. People in general, they don't know what Rumple Minze are. Not everybody does.
Mhm.
Rumple Minze is a peppermint schnapps
Mm-hmm.
that has, I want to say 40-50% alcohol, right? Super strong.
Tasty.
And when you first time you ever try it, you'd be like, "Oh my god, it tastes like peppermints. I fucking love peppermints."
Then it
Take
start-
another shot.
It starts to burn.
Listen, it's all alcohol burns. But you
Percent.
start thinking like, I got minty breath. I could take a shot, go out, talk to people. I ain't got nothing to worry about. But it's 40 fucking % alcohol. When you do about 4 or 5 of those shots,
You get up to leave and you're like, "Drrrr."
you about to fall out. Yeah, and then it leads to blackout drunks. So, what I absolutely recommend is you never drink Rumple Minze at the end of the night if you want to go home safely, or go home in one piece.
True.
That's
True.
But we just debunked that myth, didn't we?
Yeah, Victor.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying taking a shot of Rumple Minze because you lead to multiple shots of Rumple Minze, and then you have that alcohol content, that 40%.
Quantity over.
Well, also the potency of alcohol. It also determines the processing value, like how much you live to process.
Carry the 3. That's equals
The
fucked up.
ABV, alcohol by volume.
Ah,
Shout out to Oklahoma and their 3-2 beer.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, what is 3-2 beer?
They're
In Oklahoma, gas stations and convenience stores and Walmart can only sell 3.2% alcohol by volume beer. That is the max amount of beer that they can sell in Oklahoma refrigerated, because there are no refrigeration units in liquor stores in Oklahoma because of state law. So if you want to buy cold beer, you are buying beer that is of a lesser alcohol content than its normal.
What about
Nice.
wine? Is it the same thing for wine?
I don't think you can get a wine
so
convenience stores and
as far as I
stuff in
understand.
Oklahoma. I don't think.
So I grew up in Oklahoma. My mom grew up in Oklahoma as well, and so she told me when she was in college, because she went to OSU, that I'm sorry, Oklahoma State Cowboys.
Oh, shout out to Kirsty.
Yeah, no, she's an OU fan.
No, Kirsty's not an OU fan.
Oh, she's OSU.
Yes.
Sorry,
Jen's
sorry,
a-
Kirsty. Sorry.
Jen's an OU fan.
Yeah,
Jen went to OU.
I'm cool. Boomer.
We need.
But anyways,
we need a
that's
camera for
beside the
Ziggy.
point. The point is, in college, what they would do is they would go outside of, what is it, the county, I guess, what have you, or the whatever. They would go outside of the state lines to go get some beer because of the fact that, it was like that much lower in alcohol. So, sucks.
Depending on what part of the state you're in, depends on which other state you drive to get your booze.
True, but you got to think about it too. Okay, so they're still selling hard liquor,
Right.
right? So pretty much what they're doing is they're pushing you away from beers and stuff that you could kind of like pace yourself with and go straight to like hard liquor. Kind of leads to more
Well,
craziness,
what it does
in my
is,
opinion.
Honestly, it does cut down a lot on underage drinking on some level, because bars it's very strict of like, we're going to card you and we're going to make sure it's legit. And the only other place that you can buy liquor is at a liquor store, and liquor stores are going to card you out the wazoo so that they don't lose their license.
Yeah.
So really, the only underage drinking that you have going on is either 3-2 beer, like lesser alcohol content beer that they were able to buy with a fake, or they found a bar that's going to serve them that will buy their fake ID, or it's older people in college that are buying it for the freshmen and stuff. That's the reality.
That's interesting. No, I never heard of 3-2 beer as long as I've known you guys.
I mean, don't try it.
I'm not going to try it. No.
Think about it. You go
I'm
get
an adult.
I will have my
Damn,
Rumple
you're
Minze,
30.
thank you.
Drink the fuck I want.
But like, I think that is how you have a problem, is you're in the middle of Oklahoma on a Sunday, and so the only thing that you can get is 3-2 beer. So rather than go without, you will buy 2 30 racks to get the same buzz that one could give you. It's like,
That's
man,
definitely a sign.
you're
That's definitely a fucking
you're a
sign.
dedicated drinker at that
right.
point.
Definitely a fucking sign.
I'm buying some moonshine from Jim Bob down the
Listen,
street.
I would definitely buy some
and
moonshine.
There you
You guys
go.
ever had like real moonshine? Not the lightning bottle moonshine.
No, that's crazy. I've tried on both sides of it. I've tried like some that's been made like not like through a like commercial distillery.
No, not Latin.
Yeah, Latin moonshine, my favorite.
Fucking legit.
That
legit moonshine.
I'm trying to think of the Latin name to call it. But yeah, my stepdad's got some that he got from somebody else, and I've tried that. So it's strong. It's good.
Definitely tastes like shit.
It was apple pie,
Tastes like I don't give a fuck what flavor you give it.
and but I've had the other kind like from Moonshine from other places.
My favorite one is the one with the lightning bolt in front of it. That's like a commercial / like still low key moonshine. It's pretty good. I like it. Pretty good. But like the homemade one, I just did this experience it out in the middle of fuck nowhere, Texas.
Some of that bootlegging
with a bunch of rednecks, and I drank that shit, and that definitely. You got to be a dedicated drinker.
Did that burn?
It'll knock you on your ass too. That's the other thing.
What? Did it fucking burn? That doesn't taste like anything I've ever tasted before in my fucking life.
It tastes rough.
And
reminds me of a story that Ziggy told us once.
Oh, of the
juice doesn't even fucking help it.
of the Aquavit?
Yeah.
Did I tell that on the show?
You did.
Okay, yeah.
Beautiful
Yeah.
story.
Yeah, that's also Aquavit's also very rough. I've since tried it myself, and it's like, man,
Even juice doesn't help it. Even with like fucking moonshine, juice doesn't fucking help. It's fucking.
Have you guys ever had why is this absinthe? You guys ever had like?
No, I've had the stateside absinthe.
Yeah,
I haven't had like.
I've had the stateside
quote absinthe.
Yeah, like the legit with the wormwood. Well, I think they still use wormwood in some of it.
You still warm, but they take away the hallucinogenic the so-called hallucinogenic
aspect
properties
of it. Yeah.
So people who don't know what absinthe is, I still don't believe it's still made like it's made the way it is, the way you have hallucinogenic. I think it's pretty much banned
It's
universally.
It's a spirit that they distill from like wormwood.
That has like hallucinogenic products, which it's has a lot of weird, trippy stories, a lot of weird, trippy reports. I had another bartender. I had a tattoo guy. They used to have a bottle of absinthe, which was stateside, and he used to mess with people because people are full of shit and people will lie. So he will give these bottles of absinthe and explain the story what absinthe is, and then a bunch of people act like they were tripping.
Oh my god.
And faking, and I'll sit there, I'm fucking dying because he tried to pull it on me. I sat there for hours. I'm like, bro, am I supposed to get high? Like, you don't feel it, man. I'm getting high as shit right now. I'm like, man, fuck you, man. I don't feel shit. He's
like, you're no
like,
fun.
And then he told me the story. Then we used to sit there and watch people fake it all the fucking time.
Like, yo, there's a flaming lion leaping through the sky right now.
Or people just start running out. Like, people really believe they were putting something. Like, yo,
Nah.
fucking liars. But yeah, absinthe. Nah, I never had the real shit, quote unquote, real shit. Like, it's interesting. What about you, Ziggy?
it just reminded me of a story that I thought maybe you shouldn't tell on the show. So
After
if
the
you
show.
think that, then
Yeah.
you tell us.
Yeah, if you think
I'll tell you after the show.
Tell us after the show.
But
Don't say that
yeah,
right now.
I've had a similar experience with people faking being tripping just because they're told something.
Yeah.
That reminds me of a high school party. So we had this kegger. They had two kegs, right? We had one for the guys, one for the girls. And the guys was just normal, whatever beer, like some Bud Light or whatever have you. Just normal beer, right? The other one, they got O'Doul's for the girls. And for people who don't know what O'Doul's is, it's basically like a non-alcoholic beer. And so it tastes like beer, supposedly. I've never tried it, but no alcohol to it.
Well, that's a myth. That does have alcohol in it, but very, very low.
Yeah. So for all intents and purposes, it's non-alcoholic, right? So they're sitting there drinking, and the girls are acting like they're all messed up. Oh my god, I'm so drunk. I've drank like 5 of these cups. I'm feeling it. Bakers, man.
Well, the thing about the human perception or human mind, you can if you believe it, you can fucking feel it.
That's true. That's some placebo effect if you think about it.
Definitely. That's why they do experiments. They have placebo and they have the real shit, and they tell people they have have the real shit.
Yeah.
But it's a very interesting. The mind plays tricks on you, man.
Now, wasn't there one like double-blind study that they did in the 50s where the placebo, the name that they gave it to tell the patients was Obacalp, which is just the word placebo backwards? Or is that an urban myth? I feel like that's a real thing that they did.
That sounds
50s.
like
I feel like that's an urban myth.
that sounds like a farming name right there for sure.
I feel like that's an urban myth. I'm gonna definitely look into it because back in the days they definitely did some fucked up shit.
Yeah.
With some experiments.
Oh yeah.
MK Ultra.
Conspiracy theories. Get out of here. You guys ever watch that show, Joe Rogan, Question Everything? It's fucking hilarious.
Where he kind of plays the part of like the conspiracy theorist, or is it one where he actually talks about conspiracy theories?
He is a conspiracy theorist. He openly says he's a conspiracy theorist now and on the show. But what he does is he wants to teach people to question everything.
Mm-hmm.
So he does all the weird things you think, like the space land, like the aliens landing in Roswell, to the evidence they have, to psychic powers, and to spirituality, like ghosts. Like he goes about these things and question, like, are you sure? What's the evidence and experience with them? But as a skeptic side,
Yeah.
it's a fucking great show. It only lasted one season, I believe. But he did one with fucking psychics. And it's fucking hilarious.
So I don't know if you guys have ever had the experience of going and having like your fortune told or a psychic reading. And so people who don't know me, I kind of lean towards the side of skepticism a lot, in the sense of somebody says, or like, there's people who are very into like astrology or, fortune telling.
I lean heavily on the skeptic side, but I know a lot about all of that stuff because everybody around me knows it and loves it.
Yeah, and I'm not opposed to it, and everyone to their own, right? So, and my whole thing is, I may be skeptical of it, but if you can prove me to think that it is true, then let's go from there. But I went to this. They have a psychic convention out here in Dallas, like every first or last weekend, Saturday of the month or something. And so I went one time, and I had my fortune read by some lady. And so she asked like some generic questions, and overall it was it's vague, like the answers you get, and I honestly felt like it was a bunch of crap. There were some parts. So I told her I was going camping. She told me she saw snakes, and somebody hitting their head on a like a concrete wall or something, and but I already explained previously where we were going, what we were going to be doing.
You explained more than just generic information. You gave her like
No. She gave me back like a vague overall.
No, but I'm saying you gave her a lot of information.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the deal, man. Psychics, 99.999% of them, all shit garbage.
Not Miss Cleo.
All shit garbage. What it is a testament to human imagination, a testament to human perception, and the individual abilities to understand probability. Not the number wise, but to get some generic information from another person or some information from another person and try to give you a probability of information that gives them the best chance of being right?
Oh, yeah.
So that's garbage. I also had my tarot cards read my entire life. I know a bunch of family members who believe in that. Mm-hmm. I've dated a bunch of girls who believe into astrology and like read books and stuff like that. So I know a lot about stuff like that just because I want to be have at least a conversation with these girls, right?
If you're lucky.
I've had a conversation with a lot of them, and we had many, many great experiences. But here's the thing, man. All of it is bullshit, man. All of it is just generic information. You ever had your fortune told by a coffee stain?
No, but I can look at my espresso cup every morning. I can tell you what's going to be.
This is the best one. I used to fucking love it. She'll tell you. This is the thing. This little old lady, right?
Yep.
She generally she knows everybody in the neighborhood, right? Mm-hmm. Because she's like the neighborhood mom.
Yeah.
So generally she knows everybody. What she would do is, if you want your fortune read, she would have you come over instead of doing tarot cards like a lot of people did in the neighborhood. Well, she'll make you drink coffee, black coffee.
Oh.
And once you were done, she'll read the rings of the coffee stain left in her cup and give you your fortune.
Mm.
And that was the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. Because think about it, she was the local mom, so everybody used to gossip to her about fucking everybody.
So she knew, like, yeah.
She knew a lot of shit.
She had like a wealth of information there about
people's
everybody.
Personal information. It's fucking exactly. So I used to sit there and I was like, these people are getting conned out their ass. But there's no way for me to prove they're being conned. And then they'll come back like, no, she was 100% right. She fucking knew it. She saw it coming. He was a cheater.
Oh, yeah. He's been cheating on you for a while.
Shit, man. I just fucking, like, this shit is a bunch of con. I am a heavy skeptic about a lot of things. But what I will say, similar to what Andrew said earlier, was, prove me wrong, we have a different conversation.
Yeah, yeah.
The problem is, prove me wrong.
Yeah. It's more on the empiricism side, so...
What about you, Ziggy? You believe in that? Astrology, psychics?
What's your sign?
So my thing is, I think that it's important to keep an open mind. because we don't really know the totality of existence. But when they start asking me for money or shit, it's like, no. Because a preponderance of evidence exists to say that most of it is bullshit.
Yeah.
And so I think that while we need to keep an open mind, it is ridiculous to think that there shouldn't be some reluctance.
True.
Very good answer. Very good answer.
Well put.
I don't know. I feel the same way about religion. I feel the same way about aliens. So I had my parents. Well, when I say me and my parents, my mother, she's very big into alien conspiracy. She was like, I'm reading more into this information. I got more documentaries. Yo, the government's hiding this shit. There's been aliens visiting us for years. She's like really into it. She's like really hype.
Yeah.
Super hype. Listen,
She's been watching a lot of Fire in the Sky.
fucking hype. All the documentaries.
Yeah.
Listen, documentaries and books she's been reading, like she's into it right now. But she was like, how do you know? How do you know they're not hiding shit? They hide shit all the time. I was like, I give you that. The government hides shit all the time.
Yeah.
But they always get out within a few years. The documentations, the information, all that gets out.
Yeah.
Right? So to say this one subject that they had a monopoly on where no one could speak on it, there's no release of information or documentation from the government saying there's been alien sighting.
Yeah.
You know?
It's definitely interesting to think about.
Outside the
Sure.
50s and outside the 50s, 60s, and Roswell incident, when the government was like, they have a few documentations where they speculated like could be aliens, or whatever, because the lack of information. They documented what they got, right, and that's the evidence they always portrayed to people. Like, oh, the government's hiding this. They've known this since back in the days, but they've not in recent, right? Reason why I'm accepted of that, and it's not that I don't believe aliens exist. The reason why I don't believe people or the government are hiding it is just because we're fucking humans and we can't keep our mouth shut. Information that the government tries to suppress gets fucking out. Nowadays, even now with the fucking internet, Snowden is the best example. WikiLeaks, Anonymous, all those sources that hack other people. You try to keep a secret now, it's gonna come out.
Yeah. I mean,
They can't keep the next season of Orange is the New Black under wraps. I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah.
that's the real problem.
Listen, you can't. One thing, if people want the information, they're gonna get it. Two, people as human nature, they love telling stories. It's in us. If someone ever told you a fucking great
Ghost,
secret,
yeah.
and you're like, listen, don't tell nobody. You hold it in. You may hold it in for a week. You may hold it in for a few hours. You may hold it in for a period of time. But if fucking eventually, you're gonna be like to your spouse or to another friend, but yo, listen, you know what this motherfucker's doing?
Yeah, it's all good. On that topic, I've thought about that before. So think about like those government officials that have like a certain security clearance class.
They say the highest.
Yeah,
say the
and
fucking highest.
they have so much. But I mean, I always wonder, like, do they stay true to that? Like, I mean, to a certain extent, you have to. But I mean, there's gonna be so much
Listen.
stuff they want to tell they can't.
Listen,
I wonder what all they
it's a
know.
certain time frame, right? I'm
Yeah.
not saying it's gonna happen within a week. I'm not saying it's gonna happen within a few months. It may be a few years, but that fucking shit's gonna come out because that person, a guy or girl, is gonna be getting head, and then afterwards they're gonna be fucking woozy and all happy and shit. He's like, you wanna know
On
some
that
shit?
absinthe.
You wanna know some shit? Like, listen, I got some information for you. It just happens. It's who we are as people. The Gulf of Tonkin was a fucking secret ploy to get the United States into Vietnam. That came out 2 years after Vietnam. And people didn't believe it. They like, oh, that's bullshit. The government wouldn't do that. That came out 2 years after the Gulf of Tonkin. This shit is fake. That had happened. And there was no internet back in the days. There was just pure journalism. People getting that information. Why? Because people fucking talk.
It's true. And so you mean to tell me that Tom Cruise isn't an alien?
Tom Cruise is alien. He is the king, whatever they believe in Scientology. Whatever that bullshit is. Zeno, is that it? Zeno? That's going to give birth at a...
He's a
Xenu.
Xenu.
My
He's a
bad.
Xenu. Definitely.
He's going to come out that lava and give birth again.
Yeah. Well, so do we got any news topics to talk about this week?
We have some fun ones.
Oh.
And in fact, on a couple of these, I don't think I'm going to give you a choice.
Hey.
How good they are.
Make my life easier.
Let's do one choice today. These are the two that we talked about earlier. We can talk about a cardinal, or we can talk about
Like the bird?
a new type of glitter bomb.
They're both so good, though. Let's go with the corner right now. If we could get back to the glitter bomb, we'll come back to that.
Okay.
Why the glitter bomb?
So
Boggles the mind.
this is strap in for this one.
Let's
boys.
go to all my religious fans out there. Let's go talk about the Catholic Church.
Gay orgy at a cardinal's apartment was raided by the Vatican police.
What?
Yes. Vatican police have raided the home of a cardinal, interrupting a drug-fueled gay orgy. Police entered the apartment last month after complaints from neighbors, the New Zealand Herald has reported. When police showed up at the cardinal's apartment, they reportedly found drugs and a group of men engaged in an orgy. The occupant of the apartment, and this is why I kind of hoped that you guys wouldn't choose this story, because this is going to be hard.
No, you said it
enough
perfectly
to
fine.
pronounce
Say it
with
with the accent.
The occupant of the apartment, a priest who serves as a secretary to Cardinal Francesco Coco Palmerio, was arrested and taken for questioning. Newspaper Il Fatto Quotidiano
There it is.
suggested
That's what I
Pope
was
Francis is angered by the news and may force Coco Palmerio to retire.
Not go to jail, just to retire.
Just retire. Listen,
Oh
man.
no, he's gonna go to jail on the drugs and the noise complaint.
Well, depending on what the Vatican police and government decides to prosecute him on, we'll see what happens with the actual arrest. But listen, they take a vow of abstinence.
Abstinence.
That was the word?
Yeah.
In fact, they I believe that they wear a ring to symbolize that they are married to God. I believe that is a thing with the Catholic priests.
a cock ring?
I think.
Well,
So I
a
think
studded.
he's getting up to that paraplegic level. He's building up to that. So here's the thing. I mean, so it's crazy. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being gay. I have no problem with that. But it's the kind of hypocrisy behind it, one. And two, it's not a surprise. I mean, there's been so many sex scandals and abuses. It's when this came out, he told us that headline, right? I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh, okay,
I can see that happening.
yeah, I believe that.
Man, listen, I don't believe anything that says you have to refrain from your truly base instinct.
Your
right?
carnal desires.
You know, it's in. I like to play on words.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Very clever. Very smart man today, unlike me. When you have your base desires, it's ingrained in us, in our DNA, to try to have kids, to recreate. I can't say
Procreate.
Thank you, sir. When you try to fight that, you know it leads for disasters. That's why, like the Catholic Church and all of these other abstinent or strict Christian groups have these child problems with homosexuality or child molestation because they try to fight against what they want.
True. Here's how I kind of see it. So I don't know. I feel like that kind of holds true, but the whole idea of like the preacher's daughter, and it ends up being the preacher's daughter is the one who, in theory, should be the most pure and closest to their religion, but end up being the wildest and crazy because they kind of rebel, So that's kind of how I sort of see it. But I don't know. To me, overall, I would cap this off by saying,
God and God's a freak. We don't know.
right? I mean, to me, not
Who
surprising. That's how I would cap that off.
I don't know, man. But why sex is such a problem? Like, why sexual desire or sexual...
It's not. That's what I'm saying.
What religion is, though. All religion sees sex as a fucking problem. Name me one religion that doesn't see it.
I feel like there's some that won't.
I think that the distinction that's made there is even with like we now think of the 1600s and the 1700s, the Puritans, as very chaste and abstinent. And that itself is a misnomer because even back then it was very strict of don't do this outside of marriage. But once you're in marriage, like
do what the fuck you want,
pop them out. And I think that's the distinction.
I'm not saying abstinence is a thing, but it's always a problem to have your desires met without restrictions. Like there's always a restriction. There's always a rule against it. And to Buddhist. To be truly enlightened was you must detach yourself from earthly desires.
Right, but that is, I would argue that that's not
Just
simply
sexual.
sexual.
Yeah,
That is
it
all
transcends.
earthly
Well,
desires.
I said that's why I said earthly desires, not just sex, but sex is part of that, right?
Yeah,
Same thing with
multifaceted.
Hinduism.
Yeah, one of the
Same
fac-
thing
yeah.
with being Muslim or Judaism or any form of Christianity, right? It's always a restriction to your sexual desires, and I don't understand it. Like, it's who we are as people, as fucking primates.
It may not be so much like the sexual desires, but I think with certain religions can be like with whom those sexual desires occur with.
Well, now you go into the details. Just sexual desires is always a restriction.
But it's not. But I'm saying, what if?
There's always a restriction behind it. You have to be
No.
married, or you have to be
Oh, okay, but I mean, like,
intimate. You have to be connected to one. You have to be connected to multiple, but they have to be your wives. You
Yeah.
can't see your wife before a certain time. You may not even meet your wife. You can't see what she looks like. Every religion has restrictions to it,
true.
right?
Since parts of that, what you're saying, are not so much religious but cultural things that kind of change too. But I don't know. I would say let's cap it off because I know we got more topics to get to. Here's what I would say overall: it's not surprising to me, and we'll see how slapped on the wrist the Cardinal and his orgy goers.
Yeah, he's definitely not gonna be a cardinal more, but he's definitely gonna have some more orgies coming up pretty soon.
That's right.
All right, now we're going to go to one that you guys don't get to choose out of. We're going to have two of those tonight.
Perfect.
So
do
the
it.
first one, this comes from the extract.net.
I like the name.
The headline is Cocaine Found in Urine of 12 Greyhounds at Florida Racetrack.
What?
That
According
is-
to recent reports, a Florida trainer has had his license revoked after a dozen racing dogs in his care tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs, namely cocaine.
Some speed, some cocaine.
Local investigations into the Florida Greyhound racing circuit revealed 18 cases of dogs testing positive for the drug within a 4-month period.
Wow.
12 of those dogs were being trained by one Charles McClellan, who has had his license revoked. The Greyhounds had competed in races at Orange Park's Best Bet track, where the winner of each race, along with a randomly selected competitor, are given a drug test following each race.
Wow.
Get USADA on that case, right?
Let's see.
What the fuck?
I'm trying to
Wait.
think how to go about that. So, okay, the thought process behind.
How do you give dogs cocaine?
Oh, I mean,
Rectally.
oh god, you have them snort it, duh. No, I don't know. So okay, is the thought process you give them the stimulants to make them run faster? That's it's got to be the whole overall point of it all.
Cocaine definitely doesn't give you focus. It gives you energy. It gives you.
I swear to God, Rover, today's going to be the day I catch that fucking rabbit.
Definitely doesn't give you focus. I don't see it unless they mix some Adderall in there.
I don't know. He said a veritable cocktail, I do believe. I don't know. That's crazy. Poor Greyhounds.
Let's be honest.
Shout out to
here.
the Greyhounds for all they endured. They should have their own national holiday.
Fuck the Greyhounds. Listen, I'm trying to think of how effective cocaine would be if I was running. I have experienced the effects of cocaine many times in my life, and I've never thought to play fucking baseball or fucking track and field.
Maybe it's space cocaine, like that first episode of Cowboy Bebop, where he's able to like bend time and space.
We were just talking about Cowboy Bebop earlier today. And
Overrated.
If we have time later, we definitely want to talk about some anime with you, Ziggy.
I don't know. That's crazy to me. So
But my thing is, I just want to. I'm trying to. What I see in my head is the fucking best. What I see in my head is a pile like Tony Montana cocaine on the fucking table, and it just has the dogs line up and sniff the shit out of it. They go into their kennel.
does it say
Fucking Chihuahua
running the show?
smoking a cigar.
Gonna get you some, huh? So
Get your first hit. It's for free. First hit free.
what?
You know you want this, man?
You cockroach. So okay, how many of those dogs that were under his care won and tested positive? Does it say anything about
It
that?
does not say. But their win record. Well, because they only, of all the dogs in the race, they only ever test the winner
And
and
one
random competitor.
Yeah.
So of the 18 dogs that tested positive in 4 months,
Mm-hmm.
12 were his. Thinking they were winning some fucking races. They had to have been. They
Yeah.
had to have been.
How many? Well, yeah, that's I don't know. Crazy.
Oh man, that's what I just still. I wish. I'm pretty sure that wasn't how the dogs get the cocaine. I just wish, really, really wish that's how they did it.
I want to know the method of consumption for the dogs. That's
what I'm
important to
saying.
me. It's
I
very
wish it was a pile of cocaine on the floor, have the dogs come up and sniff it, go back to their kennel, get really hyped.
Or is it boring? Like you mix it in with the food.
And how would you tell if they were withdrawing? They always scratch themselves already all the time.
That's true. I don't know if you guys have been around Greyhounds before.
Of course it goes under the
They
radar.
kind of like spidery, jittery dogs in general. So
Oh my
it's hard to
God.
tell.
I don't know. I kind of, whoever is the artist out there, please draw me a picture of a pile of cocaine. Tony Montana sitting there with a bunch of greyhounds.
The artist rendition of that.
This is the new dogs playing poker, like velvet painting
Just
that
Tony
he's going to
Montana
have
in
in
the
his
center and a
bar.
bunch of dogs looking at the cocaine. I fucking want that.
And he has to be wearing a suit.
He has to be wearing the white suit when he was sniffing the coke.
Oh yeah.
No, the black suit. The black. My bad. It was the black one.
Now, here's our final news story for the evening. From Newsweek, tourist has arm bitten off by crocodile after wading into Mexican lagoon to urinate.
All right. Processing all that. Here's what I take about that. Why do you have to wade into that to piss? That's like peeing in a pool. Just what you're doing. Why not just God gifted us with the ability to
Was it a man or woman?
A tourist had a gritty. I'm not even going to start this where it starts. Cal Monzon, 40, who is believed to be from the U.S., was left in critical
That's a man.
condition after the crocodile
Well, you gotta be
attacked
stupid enough to do
him
that.
in Nechupte Lagoon in Cancun on Sunday,
Ah, he was
biting
drunk.
his arm off up to the elbow.
Build that wall. Build that wall.
Who is Cal Monzon, 40, who is believed to be from the U.S.?
I don't get why he had to go that far in to take a leak. He had to be inebriated at that point, probably, right?
The newspaper also cited reports that state the man was intoxicated when he decided to wade into the lagoon. Despite a number of signs around the lagoon warning people about the estimated 150 crocodiles in residence there are several crocodile attacks in Nechupte Lagoon every year, with a fatality reported in 2015 after an intoxicated man was dragged to the bottom of the water by a crocodile.
Damn.
I'm glad. I wish this man died too. Listen, I have no sympathy. I have little sympathy for any man who does stupid shit like that. Like, I feel like if that was me, I was meant to be taken out. Just take me out.
Natural selection kind of thing.
Exactly. Just take me out.
Do you think he was so drunk that he thought he
I
was
don't
a
care.
crocodile
I don't fucking
at
care.
that point?
Take him out. I wish
like,
the
I'm a
crocodile in his
crocodile.
face.
I'm gonna go live with the crocodiles. I'm a crocodile now.
No, I like to imagine that he stumbled up, saw the sign that said, "Don't swim, there's crocodiles," and he saw the picture, and somewhere in the back of his mind he thought,
I'll be all right.
I can take him.
I just watched this movie. You punch him in the nose.
Don't tell me what to do.
Oh, you
I've seen Anaconda.
You
I'm
hold-
fine.
You hold their mouth shut. I got this.
I've seen Crocodile Hunter. I'll be all
They're
right.
not gonna stop me.
What do they think they are, a stingray?
I'm
Low blow.
American.
Low blow.
Can't
Fucking
touch me.
Australians. Fuck them. Man, listen. I wish that guy got taken out. No offense to that guy or his family. Listen, it was meant to be. You should be taken out.
I don't think he's taking any offense to you, that guy particularly.
That guy's a dumbass. But you see these things, right? You see when people get super drunk and do stupid things. Listen,
Yeah.
I got super drunk and broke my hand punching the concrete floor, thinking I could break it. So, listen.
Turns
we
out you
all-
are not Super Saiyan.
Turns out I was not.
There was, however, a lot of screaming involved.
It was in pain. I broke my hand the second time.
Second hit.
No, I've shattered my. So I have the. there's
Second time you
4
broke your hand.
bones in your hand that connects to your fingers. The one on your pinky, right? I shattered that before, and then that's the first time. The second time was me punching the floor, and I was like, I could fucking break this.
Mind
And
over matter, man.
Mind over matter. Listen, the alcohol tells you something like you can do this, and then you believe it. Don't believe it.
That's the absinthe talking.
It was the absent, but yeah, people do stupid shit, man. Listen, I've done it. We all have done it. Let's just don't do it.
At least we don't ever take to that point where it's like fatal mistake kind of like realm, you know?
Lucky for me, I haven't, but I definitely almost broke both my shins at the same time.
Oh shit!
wanna
Did you
hear
like
the story?
I'm figuring you're trying to jump over something.
No,
Really?
no. I have so people who don't know me or people who listen to the show first time, I have this list called the Redneck Bucket List. I grew up in New York City and I haven't done a lot of redneck shit in my life. So I've made a list with a bunch of my friends who are white, talking about the things I should do before I die if I want to be called a redneck. On that list was kicking over a porta potty.
Oh, I heard about that story. It's a good one.
So on a Lil Wayne concert, a lot of drinking
Little Wayne.
and a lot of drinking involved. I was not at the show, but I did pregame and drink.
You drank like you were there.
I drank like I was there and met up with them afterwards. Then we did a lot of drinking that night, and then we drove to our vehicles. And then there was a porta potty on a hill.
Perfect placement.
Then my friend's like, "You've never done this before. Well, let's tackle a porta potty." So we get to the top of the hill. I'm like, "Okay, what are we gonna do?" They're like, "Oh, we're gonna run and we're gonna tackle it on all three sides." So you have two friends beside me. It's like, "Are we gonna tackle it? Like tackle it?" He's like, "Yeah, tackle it." It's like, "All right, done. I'm gonna tackle it." As I'm running full speed, right before we get to the porta potty, they slow down to kick it.
Mm-hmm.
And I full on tackle the porta potty. Now the porta potty, there's a wood base, a heavy wood base to it. Comes up, takes my legs out. Felt like I broke my shin, like both my legs.
Eek.
And I go rolling down the hill.
With
Now-
it?
No, by myself. The porta potty stayed right there. And I'm just fucking rolling.
So
Now,
they tipped a victor, not a porta potty.
basically, the porta potty fell over, but I rolled. The porta potty like slid a little bit, but. I went down screaming in pain. The guys were like, "What the fuck did you tackle it for?" It's like, "You told me to fucking tackle it." I had for years. It's only until recent that I had this deep indentation in my shins.
That's a good party story though. Like, you
that-
want to know I have this indentation in my legs?
You know what? I was tackling porta potties and lost. But yeah, we do stupid shit when we're drinking, man. Just don't play with crocodiles. Or alligators. Or anything that could kill you.
It's crazy.
Or drinking and driving. We do not condone that here on the show.
That is very true.
That's definitely dangerous.
Be safe. Be smart.
But this is a topic I want to get with you, Ziggy. We were talking about anime earlier today. And I'm a big anime fan, and so is Drew, and I know you are too, an avid anime fan. But Drew is trying to get caught up on some of the classic anime movies. Do you have any recommendations for him?
I believe that it's common knowledge that I'm a big fan of Akira. If you've never seen,
He's on the
Akira.
list for him.
Yeah,
On the
that's
list.
a
That's
really
actually what I'm
good one.
going for first.
Princess Mononoke. I just watched
Knocked that one out.
again a couple of months ago. That's
One
really
of
good.
my favorites.
I'm
Studio
watching
Ghibli?
one for the first time that is kind of insane. It's directed by the same guy that did Ninja Scroll. So if you've never seen Ninja Scroll, watch that one.
Yes,
It's on
that's
his
on the
list.
list.
Fun. It's called Wicked City. And it's about
Yeah.
the demon world and the human world trying to sign a peace treaty.
Wow.
very interesting.
That's interesting.
It's very
trippy.
intense. It's very adult. There's some weird like pseudo sexual stuff in it. It's kind of
not very
bonkers.
pseudo. It's not very pseudo.
Well, yeah, it's tentacle stiff. But it's really interesting. I've been watching that lately.
That's a good one.
If you've never seen the original Ghost in the Shell, of course,
It's on his
the
list.
original
Been
Ghost in
watching
the
that
Shell is
one.
great.
He's watching the remake of it.
Okay.
The
remastered.
The remastered 2012, 2013. I told him to watch that one. I like that one graphically while it looks
Okay, yeah. And show-wise, on Adult Swim right now, they just started airing the new Lupin the Third series a couple weeks ago.
you like that
and
series?
so they are airing the dub of it. And I've not seen the full series yet, but I am a big fan of it right now. I've watched the first 2 episodes, is what they've aired so far, and I've watched them both like 3 times. I'm a big Lupin fan. I think it's just this dumb, fun anime that's really well designed, and it's got some fun jokes in it, and the characters are really engaging.
Yeah.
And what they did on this new series, I'm really enjoying it. It's a lot of intrigue, and Daisuke Jigen is just as badass as ever. I'm actually wearing his mugshot on my shirt right now.
Saw that earlier.
But yeah, no, I'm a big fan.
How about Cowboy Bebop? What do you think about
I'm not a
Cowboy
big
Bebop?
fan.
I'm a big fan of Bebop.
Yeah.
I'm not a
I
big
am.
fan.
I'm a big fan of Bebop and Champloo.
I've watched
Well,
some.
Shampoo is different. I love that samurai.
I watched some
Shampoo was-
Bebop, and I felt like be a little bit boring. But I don't know. Overall, there's many to check out.
I'm definitely gonna go home and check out my vast collection of anime DVDs because there's like Goku 13 is a really great one. I think it's a very underrated animated movie. There's another anime series about the Chinese mafia, which I can't remember the name for the life of me right now, which is also really, really great. There's tons of animes out there that people like super underrated that I like. But man, I spent a lot of my 20s in drunken nights watching anime and movies.
Well, everybody,
It's about that time, guys.
It's been fun. Everybody go buy yourself some Austin East Cider's Blood Orange Cider. And,
No, definitely, especially if you like ciders, you're drinking by the pool. If you don't like ciders or you haven't found one you like, this is definitely something you should try.
Very tasty, very summer friendly. But we will see you guys next time. I'm Drew. This is Victor. Missing Kirsty. Phantom Spot over here. We'll see you guys next week.
See you guys next week. Please like, subscribe, follow us everywhere: SoundCloud, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Yo, thank you for watching. Love you guys. Have a good one.
That's right. Hashtag talking on the
All
influence.
right,
Talking on
kids.
the-
Does everyone know what time it is? Yeah! That's right. It's time for a...